Sri Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayanam, Advaita Brahmajnana, it's giving us. Along with that, so many other sadhana aspects are told, jnana aspect is told. Right now we are in third Utpatthi Prakaranam, Leelopakhyanam. Welcome you all. In this Leelopakhyanam, we are being shown the word picture of the terrible, ferocious yuddha that's going on. Why Vasishthaji has described that he can skip? He gave in short, he wanted to skip only as if, but Sri Rama asked, please explain detail this yuddha. So Rama is Shishya there, at the same time he is Paramatma only, no? So his prompting, Vasishtha explaining. What is the take home lessons for us from these descriptions is key in that way, either through pranaya or through these type of yuddhas, Bhayankara Nasha Samhara keeps on continuously happening in every of the Brahmanda, in every of the Bhuloka, in every of the Rajya. If today it is happening here, tomorrow it is there, day after the other place. If it is happening in this Brahmanda today, in the another Brahmanda tomorrow. Point one is this. Second is what? Whoever are taking part in that yuddha and dying a very terrible death. Anyway, everybody will not go to Swarga. Who will go to Swarga and who goes to Naraka? The topic has been already discussed in the earlier Sarga. But the point is, whoever he may be, even the animals and all, somewhere or the other in them, some sankalpa, some kamana, some karma are there, which have to be fulfilled in that yuddha only. Therefore, they are sent. Remember, in a yuddha or in any accident हो गया 20 लोग मरे और युद्ध हुआ 100 लोग मरे. General statement is made, but everybody do not die at same time in same way. ठीक है? Again, I won't describe it much. Varieties. Some almost escape the death. Some so safe for just a minute before, but then something falls on them, they die. But each one's karma only takes them there. Now think with our own sankalpas, our own karmas, with our own kamanas. Mind you, you and I are also, what do you call, sowing the seeds for us to be in one of such terrible either yuddhas or accidents or pralaya, etc. And that will come to us too in our life. We will terribly suffer it. Isn't it? Now, should we go through that like that? And it's not once, huh? It will repeatedly happen. The soldiers who died in this war, after 10, 20 lives, again somewhere, they'll be again in some or the other Sharira facing such situation. Again. So, terrible war se lekar, terrible stay in the mother's womb se lekar, terrible birth, and throughout life living terribly. Do you want to live like that continuously? No, then you must ask question. Is there any way? Yeah. The only way is when we either realize the Chidakasha Aham Asmi or try to realize the Chidakasha in which that alone is my goal. We are very, very clear from the core of our heart. Then also, even while doing sadhana, it may take few lives. Within those periods, if still some prarabdha is there, we may go through those situations. If prarabdha is there. But they all will end because Listen carefully. New sankalpas of any worldliness we are not making. We are only seeking the truth. You understand? And there's the only way for redemption. Final moksha. That I want only Paramatma Tattva, nothing else. Truly, genuinely, from the core of heart. If not, with our sankalpas, karmas, kamanas, we'll be placed in different places, we'll be exposed to different situations. Few of them are this type of terrible wars. Okay, remember in those wars, when many people die, when some country attacks the other, not that everybody criminal only dying. A saintly person doing his sadhana, उनके घर भी बॉम्ब गिर गया और आसपास में, he will also die. अरे, he is innocent. He is innocent now, but he had his karma. Therefore, he has to die. How many birds, animals are dying? So too in the floods they die, in the earthquakes they die. Every one of them, please remember, they're all karma phala, and it will eternally continue. If you take that broader, bigger picture and question oneself, that should I go through like that time and again? Even though I forget every time, like right now I'm seated safely. But who knows, in my earlier lives, I was a soldier in a yuddha, I might have been killed by the enemy's arrows. Or I was a bird captured by a hunter, or I was hit by some cyclonic storm or earthquake. I don't know ना, याद तो है नहीं, लेकिन अनुभव तो होगा. So if we ask, do you want to continue like that? If the answer is no, then ask what is the way out. Only way out is seeking the reality, because only in the reality, because the upadhis are not there, therefore upadhi sambandhi sankalpa kamana karma are not there, therefore their phala of these type of exposures will not be there, terrible ones. And so many soldiers in the war, they lose their limbs and become handicapped. They may get various awards and all. That's all okay. But that suffering is there no anyway. I'm telling soldier, not only soldier, anybody. वो दुख तो रहेगा ना भाई, अपाइज होकर जिंदगी भर जीना, है ना? Somebody will not suffer directly themselves, but indirectly they suffer. That her husband or her son or her father or brother, they died in that tragedy. Anything it can be. Now expand it. Not only war, but as we said, any of those accidents. So the dukkha goes throughout life, even though some compensation come from any government or offices or insurances. ये शास्त्र कहना चाहती है कि दुख तो रहेगा एट द उपाधि लेवल, one way or the other. So in this yuddha, the terrible description of the terrible war of terrible way of killing each other. For what reason? That when we identify the upadhis, that will be there. Isn't it? That will inevitably be there. We'll actually experience it. Of course, Vedanta, everything is kalpita other than Brahman. That one standpoint stands out. But only when you know reality. When reality is not known, then these all things are real. Therefore, the sufferings also are real. It's like you saw a horror movie and slept, and in that horror movie, that devil chased you also, and you suffered. Who told you to see that movie? Who told you to create those impressions? Who told you to have such type of dream? And who told you to suffer like that? Agony. Think about it. That means by not being spiritual means realizing Chidakasha, and by being one with the Upadhis as Jiva, continuously we are sowing seeds for our future variety of experiences and reaping the experiences for the of the seeds which we have sown in the past. That will continue. That is the meaning of samsara nirantara, goes on going on, unless we ourselves eject out of that chakra by seeking the eternal. Therefore, what is the outcome of all this? To Leela. What is the lesson? You said your husband, your husband. This fellow is now in this war, going to die terribly. He will become Vidava again, teen bar, as a Brahmana Patni, as a Raja Padma Patni, that is Leela, the third one. Shukar hai ki your husband is in war. If you do Sankalpa, you yourself will be in the war. Isn't it? So she has taken her across all the lokas, all the Anumotis. One of them is because she asked, I want to see my husband, चल ले जाता हूँ, ले जाती हूँ. वहाँ गए, so they are seeing the war. Isn't it? Wake up. Wake up to the reality. Even though it's a long, lengthy process of upasana to Guru Daiva only for this purpose, with which they give the strengths, abilities, opportunities. Our own outer life of Karma Yoga, which purifies us. Then a long, long time of Shravana Manana Chintana of the Tattva from the Guru through the Shastras. This is the way. अपने आप फ्रीली फोकट में तत्व समझ में नहीं आता. And without tattva jnana, moksha won't come. You and I are in this path. Those whoever have got moksha, they have traveled like this only. At one point of time, they were like us, initiates, initial entrants. They went on studying and now they have reached that. We also continue, we reach. All the other people, as long as they want to continue in samsara, they can. If they also, like you and I, with some feeble sankalpa, start coming to class, and that sankalpa effort snowballs, and slowly it becomes stronger, then they also become intense seekers. Hope, if all this understood, good. If not, at least this much understand, seeking the eternal truth alone is the redemption from all these things. And in some time the war you may be victorious, safe and secured. Other time we may be the first one to be finished also. Anything can be there, depending on again our karma phala. Swamiji Yuddha, Dharma Yuddha, Rakshana, Praja Rakshana, Dharma Rakshana, they are all at the Vyavahara empirical Kalpita Jagat level. वो rules regulations वहाँ लागू होते हैं, but that's not ultimate. Ultimate is absolute reality. That's why in past you see all the Rajas fought so many wars, got defeated, victorious. Finally, many of them gave up not only kingdom to the children, but also the entire outer pursuits. They also became sadhakas. Some of them even did their sadhana and reached Rishitva Atmanamuti, and they are called as Rajarshis. Brahmana becoming Jnani is Brahmarshi. Raja become Raja, Jnani is Rajarshi. There may many Rajas become later on Rajarshi. Isn't it? Because they realized, यार ये जीत हार कब तक चलता रहेगा. Everybody will realize, but those Rajas realize in that very life. Others maybe after 10, 20 lives. So for you and I also, keep not any option. Seek the eternal alone is the option. Make it compulsory in the heart. Nobody need force us, tell us anymore. We must know. So make this sankalpa stronger and involve into it more. Why hesitate to involve in this spiritual sadhana path, which is the giver of moksha? And why we are so willingly involving in the world and worldliness, which is definitely going to bind us. इसमें इनहिबिशन हेजिटेशन नहीं होना, इसमें तो कूद पड़ना है, क्योंकि ये मोक्ष देने वाला है. कूद पड़ना इज इक्वल टू द रेगुलरिटी, सिंसियरिटी, इंटेंसिटी in our satsanga shravana, in the shastra adhyayana, in the Manana Chintana, in the Bahya Abhyantara Sadhana. Why we are hesitating in doing this? They are the ones who give our moksha. Like today morning, common sense thought, almost the same. One type of people are so vigorously involved in the outer world and successes. Other are joint spirituality started, but so weak in this, so hesitating, so fear, so frightened, so what do you call that? Insincere. अरे आ ही गए हो इस मार्ग में, do it intensely. इस तरह I have to tell to myself. Everyone will have to tell to oneself. Make oneself like that. That's the Purushartha. The first Purushartha is to pull our identity away from being a samsari to be a sadhaka. Once this is done, in the sadhaka sthiti, what sadhana has to be done? Learn from the gurus, go on doing it. And the sadhanas are only two. Detached from the upadhitadatma jiva bhava and attached to the nirupadhika brahma anubhava. Jiva is only bhava. Brahma is anubhava. Today we are going to see that in our next Lagu Vakyavritti class. The Jiva will be explained. Okay, friends. Now we'll continue the terrible Yuddha. Some more slokas are there. Om, 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 Om Sahanavavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo, Brahma Vidya, Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma. विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्व वेदान्ताः सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ओम श्री राम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने ओम ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलवचनं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मभक्तियोगधर्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारदादि समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणादि शास्त्राणाम् आचार्येभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुति स्मृति पुराणे इतिहास संत वाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरावप्ति देश निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुघ्न समूल निर्मूल पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायण अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ते स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शन दृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्यां वरेवनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः दिवि भूमौ तथा आकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यो भासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकवचनं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यक् ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखकरं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधिं मायाविलासैर्मोहो विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे शुद्धं पदं ज्ञानादेव आत्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातो सौससदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते ओम तस्मै श्री गुरवे वशिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्रीगुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षोर्जनमनवरतं मोहभङ्गे निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरभिकलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः श्री वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रम तृतीयोत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने प्रथम संपात वर्णनं नाम त्रयस्त्रिंशः सर्गः 33rd सर्ग. So we have seen up to shloka sankhya maybe 25, given little more we saw maybe up to 30th. फिर भी हम 25 से देखते हैं. मेघ विश्रांति विच्छिन्न पताका पट चामरः यंत्र पाषाण चक्रौघ दूर विद्रुत खेचरः. सो मेघ विश्रांति विच्छिन्न पताका पट चामरः. The chamaras, the patakas, the pata, flying so high in that yuddha that they are disturbing the विश्रांत मेघ. मतलब युद्ध में सैन्य को हाथ में जो या रथ में जो पताका है चामर है, because of the hit either by the arrows or whatever, flying so high that disturbing the clouds also. उतना ऊपर उड़ रहे हैं उतने शक्ति से, that the विश्रांत मेघ मंडल also is disturbed. Right? Next, यंत्र पाषाण चक्र ओघ दूर विद्रुत खेचरः. So खेचरास are दूर विद्रुत. The Khecharas may be the birds, the Khecharas, the Akasha traveling, Sukshma, any of those Siddhas, Dura Vidruta. Either they are running or they are thrown. By what? Yantra, Pashana, Chakra, Ogha. Because of the continuous throwing of the Pashanas, big stones and boulders. By whom? The Yantra, the mission. Some machinery was there, like the tankers where you put that material, blasting material, and you ignite from it, that goes. The tankers are used from last 15th, 16th century onwards. So those time the yantras were there to throw big pashana on the enemies. Pashana kshepana yantra. Nowadays, that is the missiles that are there, which are shot. The missile launching vehicles that are there. Isn't it? See that Iran, how is it doing? Whatever trucks में, lorries में, they are carrying the missile launchers, taking to different secluded places. From there they are hitting. Either Israel में कहो या all wherever US bases are there. You are seeing the wars. So these people are trying to find where are the missile launchers. कुछ मिल रहे कुछ नहीं. Because portable mobile missile launchings, not only stationed at one place. Going through all the news, what's happening, what are the geopolitical scenes that are happening, who is pulled into the war, who is trying strong not to enter into it, who are compelled to enter, who are indirectly entering, who are excited to see the consequence, every type of things going on. Bapre. First second world war we never saw it or anything, but इससे idea होता है कि हर बार क्या होता है. The war in the book we are studying, and the war also we are watching outside. The oil ships, tankers submerged, or so many. To what it leads, we don't know. Akal aa jaye sabko jaldi. That's our prayer. Now, Marana Vyagra Krutanga Yodha Kranda Ati Gharvaraha. So, Ati Gharvara means Hridaya Vidaraka, heart piercing sound of pain, of dukkha, of soldiers who are having the fear of death after hit by the weapons, and they are now wounded, they are hit, they are, what do you call, uh, any of the limbs are cut. Marana Vyagra Krukta Anga. Anga ka kruntan ho gaya. So they are Vyagra, frightened of the Marana. So Akranda Ati Gharparaha. Their Akrandana Dukha is very, very pain giving going on. चल ये जरूरी है, होता है फिर. Then Kutara Ghata Sanghati Vidalan Mastaka Prajaha. There are some of the Praja, the Sainika, their Mastaka is Vidalan. You know, the Dala is the petal of the lotus flower, any flower. Vidala means when the petal is separated from the flower. Here, the petal of the head is separated from the flower of the body because of Kutara Ghata. The Kulhadi is a marker. That was a terrible scene going on. Then Dura Uddina Kachat Khadga Khanda Tarakita Ambaraha. So Dura Uddina. Dura means very far distance in the sky. Uddina means Uddiyana means rising in the sky, flying. What are that? Kachat Khadga Khanda. The khandas of the Khadga. The pieces of the swords. Such weapons broken and they are flying in the sky. How they are appearing? Tarakita Ambaraha. The Akasha is filled with the Tarakas. Tarakita Ambara, Ambara made like Taraka Yukta. And the Tarakas are the shining pieces of the swords, etc. Then Shakti Nirmukta Shaktyauga Vibhinna Iva Avruta Avanihi. Shakti Nirmukta. The terrible Shakti missile it is called. Big one of the weapons is Shakti. Shakti Nirmukta Shakti. You know, when the Shakti Ayudha was Prahara hit and its Shakti, Oga was so fast and so powerful that did what? Vivinna Iva. Vibhinna. Bhinna means broken into pieces, broken into. Iva means elephants. Avruta Avanihi, the earth is filled with. So Avani, the earth is Avruta, covered by the Vibhinna, broken into pieces. Iva, the elephants, because of the powerful hitting by the Shakti Ayudha. शक्ति आयु से टुकड़े हुए हाथियों का वहां गिरा हुआ इतना है अवनी पे, है ना. एलिफेंट इज अ ह्यूज वन, यू हैव सीन इट नो. दूर से देखना अलग है, उसमें साहब पास में जाकर देखो, इट इज सो बिग, डर ही लगता है. सूंड लेकर इधर मारा तो उधर गिरे. सच मेनी एलिफेंट्स with the Shakti Ayudas of both Sainikas get killed falling on the ground. Their trunk टूटा, किसी का पूंछ टूटा होगा of somebody, the legs are broken, the tusk is broken. That is what. Then Sainya Vyakula Vetala Lalana Unmukta Mudgara. Vetala Lalana Unmukta Mudgara. The Sainya are Vyakula, that the Vetala Lalanas are also throwing the Mudgara. It is a symbolic way of saying that the Sainya are terrified as to where from the Mudgara Adi Ayudas are coming and hitting them. So here the explanation is Vetala Lalana. The women of the Vetala, they are throwing them. So the pictures can be many ways. They don't know from where they are coming, therefore Vetala Lalana. Or the people who have fallen, almost die, about to die, still little hosh आया उन लोगों को उठकर, then they threw that mudgara and again they fell. Therefore from where it has come nobody knows. That type of scene you can imagine. Then Gagana Uttambita Uttunga Shura Tomara Toranaha. So the Tomara Ayudas of the Shura Veera, when they are, you know, in the sky, appearing like a Torana only. तोरण की तरह वो तोमर आयुध जब उठाकर वो लोग ऊपर युद्ध कर रहे तो. ओके. देन भुषुंडी भग्न खड्ग ओघ खंडाली व्योम कुंतलः. खंडाली व्योम कुंतलः. The whole akasha is looking like the hair. What is the ball hair there? Bhushundi bhagna khadga oga. With the Bhushundi ayuda, when the khadgas are broken, flying in the sky, they appear to be the hair of the head. Kuntavenu vananyasta tapa ambara kachat chavihi. So, Kunta named astras. When they are hitting each other, the fire that is coming is like the davanala burning the वेणुवना वेणुवन को जलाने वाला दावानल की तरह was the fire that is coming out of the kuntastra. Kuntastra, maybe I believe, the mashal type of things. They are thrown, hit with each other. So the chariots are there, many other wooden things that are there. They are catching the fire. It is appearing like the bamboo grove getting burnt. Okay. Khadgarshi Vrushti Sampurna Raja Pujita Sainikaha. Many Sainikas are Pujita by Raja because of their valorous fighting. The other day you saw that US president, some of the Sainya event issued who fought bravely like that. So here the Raja praising some of the soldiers. Then Shulo Urushti Sampushta. Again, Raja Pujita Sainikaha, or there are some of the people who are alive, the Rajas praise them, who dead them, these Apsarasa etc. are taking those jivas. है ना? अब मरने के बाद तो तुरंत है ना कुछ समय के लिए कंफ्यूजन होता है नो आई एम इन द बॉडी आउट ऑफ द बॉडी समझने में टाइम लगता है thereafter still all efforts are done to contact the beings for 10-12 days then only one gets settled in the meantime shastrokta shraddha karma when everything is done that jiva understands no this is what is not my place the new one that's how he goes so here those dead Sainikas still seeing here and there. Apsarasas are trying to convince them. भाई हो गया तुम्हारा शरीर छोड़ दे चल हमारे साथ स्वर्ग ले जाना है तुम्हें. That type of scene. Then Gada Tushara Vigalat Spuritangada Dingmukaha. So very nice comparison is Gada is a Tushara. The snow. The banging of the गदा इज लाइक दैट स्नो एंड व्हाट द स्नो डज तुषार सुबह सुबह जब होता है तो वो लोटस फ्लावर्स को वो मुरझा देता है सेम वे गदा तुषार विगलत गलित कर दिया किसको स्फुरित अंगद दिक्मुखः द ब्यूटिफुल मुखास ऑफ द सैन्यास which are having that kundala adi and angada adi those flowers are made to be faded by the tushara of the मेज द गदा मतलब खिला हुआ पुष्प जब वहां स्नो गिरता है वो मुरझ जाता वेरी लवली लाइवली लिविंग पर्सन फाइटिंग विद अदर्स सेविंग हिमसेल्फ ऑल द डायनामिज्म एक्टिवनेस इन हिम सीन सडनली गदा लग गए एक उसको वो मुरझ गया बस उसके बाद ना कोई बोलेगा वो ना कोई सुनेगा वो दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ तुषार से जला हुआ लोटस की तरह गदा नामक तुषार से लोटस लाइक फेसेस ऑफ सम ऑफ द सैनिकास आर गेटिंग फेडेड मतलब प्राण निकल जा रहा है देन प्रास प्रसभ संपिष्ट कष्ट चेष्ट तम उत्कटा सो सम ऑफ द सैनिकास hit by the powerful hitting of the prasa named ayudha and the hit was like sampishta that flour mill में फ्लोर जैसे कर देते ना पाउडर पाउडर गेहूं डाल दिया गेहूं का आटा निकल आता है तो संपिष्ट कष्ट चेष्ट तमोत्कट तो कष्ट चेष्ट तम उत्कट मीन्स with that prasa hit them they have become powdered as if at their various limbs that kashta chesta tamotkataha they are in such sense of tamo guna that the chesta of even moving also becoming kashta kashta chesta tama utkata utkata tamaha chesta kashta so even they cannot move from here to there that much they are powdered by the prasa named one of the ayudhas prasa prasabha sampishta kashta chesta tamotkata see the way the description is going on then chakra krakacha sanchara छिन्नाश्वनर वारणः सो चक्र क्रकच संचार चक्र के लगने के कारण टुकड़े टुकड़े होते हुए इधर उधर गिर रहे हैं सो द चक्रायुधास आर आल्सो यूज्ड देयर व्हाट आर दैट व्हिच आर गेटिंग छिन्ना भिन्न एंड फॉलिंग हियर एंड देयर छिन्न अश्व Horses, Nara, the soldiers, Varanaha, the elephants. So the elephants, the human being, the horses getting into pieces because of the various chakra ayudhas that are shot. यहाँ लिखा है चक्र क्रकच संचार छिन्न अश्व नर वारण देन परशुव्रात संपात पतत समद वारण परशुव्रात अगेन परशु आयुधास हिट बाय दैट सम्यक पात धीरे धीरे गिर रहे हैं अचानक गिर रहे हैं पतत समद वारण huge elements with those power they could not stand to the beating or hit by the parashu ayudhas they are falling down. So anywhere you see these unimaginable bhibhatsa drishyas of the yuddha, some of them, when our Vasishthaji is describing, we are trying to just observe it, visualize it, see it, how it is. Again, connection of this is what? If we remain as Jiva, we continue to be, if not that much ferocious, a small level of yuddha or even accident. देखो युद्ध हो या एक्सीडेंट हो मर्डर हो चोट तो लगना है दुख होना है दैट्स द प्रारब्ध इन व्हाट वे इट हैपेंस हाउ डज इट मैटर बट एज लॉन्ग एज वी आर जीवा देहादि उपाधि युक्त and for the upadhis we want something if we are in that mode of avidya kama karma avidya asmita raga desha vinimesha so long our lives will go on going on like that. And if not human, even in the life of animals too, there is quarrel, there is fighting. They may not use the arrows or weapons, but वो भी एक दूसरे से लड़ते हैं. कितनी जगह पे यू कैन सी दो शेर एक दूसरे लड़कर एक मर गया, दो हाथी एक दूसरे लड़कर एक मर गया, या पांच हाथी मिलकर एक छठे हाथी को मार डाला. You can see गुंडागर्दी in them also. Whichever the yoni, how does it matter? The karma, kamana, sankalpa, karma phala. Sankalpa, kama, karma phala will be there like that. And nothing goes waste, remember. एक छोटा भी किसी तरह संकल्प मैंने किया, it's a shakti. Sankalpa is a shakti, isn't it? Like even if you exhale in a water, that exhaling vayu has a shakti to disturb that still water as much as the shakti. If you understand that example, Sankalpa also is a Shakti. Mind is a Shakti. It's a Maya. Maya expressing as mind. Maya is a Shakti. Mind also Shakti. Mind means Antakarana. So any Sankalpa done, it's a Shakti. It has some ripples to create as Karma Pala. थोड़ा भी करो इतना भी करो है ना मुझे जहाज में ट्रैवल करना है इतना संकल्प कर दी in 1 hour the life you will be given a chance to travel in the जहाज कोई भी हो पानी जहाज हवाई जहाज बी केयरफुल अबाउट देयरफॉर नो संकल्प दैट्स द गीता संकल्प प्रभवान कामान त्यक्त्वा सर्वान अशेषतः मनसा एव इंद्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः शनैः शनैः उपरमेतु बुद्ध्या धृतिगृहीतया आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किंचिदपि चिन्तयेत् हाउ मेनी थिंग्स भगवान टोल्ड. Okay. Next one is what? Lakoto Loda Nodina Prodda Marachatat Bhataha. So in other place they are fighting with the Lakuta. Okay. Lakuta Ulloda Lakuto Lodana Uddina Prodda Marachatat Bhataha. So some of the bhattas having the Lakuta in the hand. Lakuta is Lakadi Danda. So Danda is कहते हैं उसको दंडायुध दंडपाणी दंडपाणी is the stick. Stick also is a powerful ayudha, no? If you can use that stick to fight with. So some of them are the danda ayudha, the sainikas, jumping with that to fight with others. So Lakuto Lodana Uddina Pram Uddamara Chatat Bhataha. Next, Yantra again. Yantra came again second time. Yantra Pashana Sampata Pishta Ketu Rathadrumaha. The Ketus, the Pathakas, the Rathas, the chariots are like the trees getting broken into pieces because of huge stones and boulders that are thrown from the yantra. Okay. Then Karavala Viluna Agra Chhatra Pankaja Panduraha. The beautiful lotus like the Chatras are Viluna, cut by the Karavala Viluna. Karavala means the Talwar. Viluna means disconnected. Agra Chatra Pankaja Panduraha. The Chatras of the Rathas, etc., which are whitish in color, are cut by these Karavala. That is another scene. Then Kshepana, Kshobha, Sankshina, Sainya Kshobaha api Alakshana. Sainya Kshobaha, the dukkha of the Sainya, Alakshana is inexplicable. Which is Sainya? Kshepana, Kshoba, Sankshina. Kshepanam ke Kshobana se Sankshina. Kshepana means Kshipani. The Kshipani of those days is the missile of today. In Sanskrit, the meaning of the word missile is Kshipani. So intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM, that's called as Antarakhanda Kshipani. So the Kshipanis are not new now only in today's world. There also it was. Kshepana Kshobha Sankshina. Because of the continuous banging by the Kshipanis, that Sankshobha se Sankshina Sainya Unka Kshobaha inexplicable. Here the Kshipanis, Yantra Kshepana it can be, or the Manushyas only are doing, the Bana Kshepana is also Kshepana. बाण मारते हैं ना, वो भी क्षिपणी, उसको क्षेपण ही कहते हैं. So whether it's arrows, whether whatever the thrown stones by hand or by machines, by group of people, when they are throwing them, hitting those sainikas, their kshobha has no words to explain. Then Kabanda Bandha Samnetru Pata Sampishta Parshvaha. This is the most painful thing. What is that? Kabanda Bandha Samnetru. Kabanda Bandha Samnetru means those whose hands, legs are broken. Samnetru. Samyak Netru means to take them away. Those who have come. Pata Sampishta Parshvagaha, even they are also crushed by those various ayudas there. ये तो सीन आपको पता भी है ना, ड्यूरिंग द अर्थक्वेक्स एटसेट्रा, इवन साइक्लोन. उसको बचाने के लिए गया, वो तो बच गया, लेकिन इसके सर पे पत्थर गिरा, हो जाता है. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कबंध बंध समनेत्रु. कबंध बंध समनेत्रु, जिनके हाथ टूट गए इसलिए दे आर कॉल्ड कबंध. लाइक द कबंध राक्षस इन रामायण इज विदाउट हैंड्स. Wherever there are no hands, they are called kabandha. So that kabandha bandha samnetru, those who are bound by the amputation of the hands in that yuddha, samnetru, to take them, those who have come, sampatha sampishta parshvagaha, they are also falling like pieces there, hit by some of the other weapons there. Then sankusha ankita sankyasta veeravarita varanaha. है ना. स अंकुश अंकित संख्यस्थ. संख्या मीन्स युद्ध. स अंकुश मीन्स बिकॉज ऑफ द अंकुश मीन्स शार्प एड्ज्ड वेपन्स. स अंकुश अंकित. अंकित मीन्स piercing, pierced by the sharp edged ankushas in the yuddha. Veera varita varanaha, very many varanas, elephants also are running away. Because of that, when the elephants are running away, the ones who are the owners of them, they are trying to stop those elephants from getting frightened or run away, bringing them into their control. This is a common scene. Not only elephant, even Sainya, out of fear wanting to escape, they want to go. They are also stopped by the Sainya Dhyaksha. No, हमारी जीत होगी, डरो मत, रुको तुम, ऐसा कर. Even the horses also, when they are hit by weapons or sound, the chariot को चलाने वाले, वो भी डर जाते हैं, इधर उधर सेफली भागना चाहते. They also have to be pulled back into the war. So to the elephants. You know, the other day, which was that? कोई भी program, hundreds of horses, you know, infantry में लोग डर, मेरे को डर लगी. कोई भी घोड़े को, if some disturbance happens, it will disturb other horses. It will become so chaotic, you know. But they are so controlled, so trained. I don't know what is given to them, but they disciplinedly stay there for 2-3 hours during that parade, etc. रिसेंटली लास्ट 7-8 years onwards इंडिया में ये वाला हाथी घोड़ों का धीरे धीरे कम कर रहे हैं. You see very less of them, very few of them. So here the horse says the elephant Sainya afraid running away, the Sainya Dhyaksha are stopping them. That is the scene. So Ankusha Ankita Sankyasta Veera Varita Varanaha. Then Parashuvrata Sampata Patat Samada Varanaha. Again, Parashuvrata Sampata. Some of the elephants hit by the parashu, they are also patat, they are falling. Matlab, Vasishtha ji is visualizing in his mind that Yuddha, because it's Trikalagnya, so wherever his drushti is getting focused, one or the other scene of this type happening, he is giving as a running commentary, isn't it? रनिंग कमेंट्री जब क्रिकेट में हम देखते थे सुनते थे. अब तो कोई कम ही बोलते हैं, दिख रहा है ना सब कुछ. बट देर यू नो how they used to, the bowler started running, was very bold and mark the either gave the 4 run, 2 run, 3 run, out. How much is to there Vaashishtha is giving running commentary. Then Pasha Pashi Visheshagna Virati Paridevanaha. So Pasha Pashi Visheshagna Vira Ati Paridevana, Ati extreme Paridevana Dukkha. Of the some of the Viras who are Pasha Pashi Vishesha. So some of them know how to use the ropes to tie down the enemies and then capture them or kill them. So some of them who have that way caught, bound by the pasha, their dukkha, ati paridevana, extreme dukkha. Like Hanumanji was, after Brahmastra, was tied down with Naga pasha. Though he is free, but still for getting Rama's work done, he acts as if he was still bound. तो यू कैन इमेजिन दैट हाथ पैर को रस्सियों से बांध दिए, बस हो गया, उनको ले जाएंगे, अब क्या करेंगे. दे आर प्रिजनर्स, you know, who knows what type of things they do, who will follow the international rule or law. See, yesterday that fellow who ejected out of the F-16 fighter of US, he with that glider or whatever parachute, he came down. Suddenly the people gathered wanting to kill him only with the rods and all. Then he had to plead, yaar, मैं तुम्हारा दोस्त हूँ, I'm American, I'm not from Iran. Otherwise, he will be captured and tied down. And how many war prisoners are, for how many years they are put and tortured and all. So here that is a scene of, अरे यार युद्ध में मरे तो अच्छा होता, अभी पकड़ के ले जा रहे, क्या करेंगे नहीं पता. That type of fear. Then क्षुरिका कुक्षि निर्भेद गलत पद्म पतत जनः. अब देखो क्षुरिका, some are using the क्षुरिका, कैंची भी, बड़ा कैंची होगा वो, for the युद्ध, कैंची type of thing. क्षुरिका means कैंची. From the क्षुरिका only, the scissors, English word also. So क्षुरिका कुक्षि निर्भेद, that's the कुक्षि means end. So they are also used as the weapons, the क्षुरिकास. वो कुक्षि निर्भेद, उसको लेकर पेट में ऐसा भोंक दिया, गलत पद्म पतत जनः. Like when the lotus is cut from the stem, how it quick falls down. When they were bhonkified with the kshurika, the people are falling like the lotuses. Then Trishula Valana Unmatta Shura Sankara Nartataha. Some of the people, Shankara hona chahiye, doing the dance like Lord Shiva, having the Trishula in their hands. तो भगवान शिव जी के द्वारा त्रिशूल से या एक शूल से लोग युद्ध कर रहे हैं. शूल इज दैट शार्प एज, वो तीन है तो त्रिशूल. सो दैट इज अनदर त्रिशूल वलन उन्मत्त शूर शंकर नर्ततः. Some are doing the nartana like Shivaji with the Trishula in that yuddha. Okay. Then Dhavad Dhanushka Sampurna Kulakujita Kakalihi. So some are making Kujita Kakalihi, Kakala sound with having the Dhanu in their hand. So that Vichitra Shabda while using each of the weapon. Then Bhindipala Satatopa Hunkara Rabati Nataha. Some of them are having that Bhindipala named Ayudha in their hands and fighting with that. the sound that's coming out of their mouth, and from that weapon is Hunkara Shabda. Then Vajra Mushti Vinishpishta Pishta Sadbhata Sankataha. Oh, Bhayankar hai na? Some of them are with the hands only fighting that ferocious fist, the furious fist. With the hands themselves as the furious fist, doing that yuddha, they are appearing like Bhagavan Sri Nrsimha only. Vajra Mushti Vinishpishta Pishta Sadbhata Sankataha. Mustika Aghat karte हुए. Still they are there, they are having power, they are trained in that. They are doing that. Then next one. mhm, Ankuksha Shenavad Vyoma Padavim Protpatat Patu Pattishaha. The Pattishadi Ayudhas, when they are also used, they are seen like the vultures flying in the sky. Shenavat. Then Ankusha Krushta Shuresha Ratha Iva Haya Ketanaha. So hit by the Ankushas, the Sainikas, the Rathas, the elephants, the horses, they are becoming pieces, etc. Then Halahali Hataluna Hela Kula Kulachalaha. So Kulachala Parvat ke saman, some of the Sainyaka so big in size, but when they are hit by the hala means that hala ayudha, they are falling like the big mountains. So the variety of the ayudhas are shown, variety of the yuddhas are shown, and varieties of the harm that's happening to the Sainya, and even the vehicles etc. also described. You should have that pura Sanskrit vocabulary, Samskrita Bhasha Jnanam. Then you will see how, in with Sandhi Samasa, in what way, with what comparisons and similes, our Bhagavan Vasishtha is explained. It's like that. This is a terrible yuddha, but sometimes a beautiful garden, a beautiful scene of the rains, or a wonderful Yodha, or what do you call, a Maha Sadhu Santa Mahatma, any one of them, when they are described, lot of the similes are used. Our Shastras full of them. Best example is Valmiki Ramayanam. Almost every shloka, one or the other Visheshana is used to describe whoever the character that is described there. You have seen it today. We concluded our Sundarakand Parayan in last 15 days. I don't know how many of you have attended. It was so beautiful. Tomorrow, one more day, some other things we are chanting and concluding. So here the description is that way wonderful. Next, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shlokas. If I do it, let me see. Sutala, Uttala, Kuddhala, Nikhata, Vanabhutalaha. Some of them are digging the bhumi. Means what? They are using the ayudhas, they are ferocious fighting in the war, appearing as if they are digging the earth only. Dhanur Dviguna Matrasta Luna Loka Shilavani. Some of them using their Dhanurbana, appearing as if they are plucking away some of the shilas from the ground. Aisa dikh raha hai. Okay. Luna Loka Shilavani. Loka Shilavani means with the Astra Shastra to make the path, they are pushing away the bodies that are fallen in the Yuddha. Then Krakacha Ubhaya Parshva Iva Chinna Matta Matangajaha. So Krakacha Ubhaya Parshva Iva. So Krakacha are used, then Ubhaya Parshva, both sides of the Iva, the elephants, Chinna Matta Matangajaha. See, the elephants are so many used, and in each of the explanation, with different ayudas in different way, these elephants are hit and they are falling down. Then Sangramolu Kalakshunna Loka Tandula Mausali. Ore Bapre. Bhayankara Sangrama Ulukala. That Yuddha is the Ulukala. Then the ayudas that are used are the Mausali, the Musala, the pestle. So the Yuddha is the mortar, the ayudas are the pestles, and Kshunna Loka Tandula. All the Yuddha Yodas are the Tandula, the rice which is pestered in that pestle. by the mortar. है कि ना? आप राम भगवान कृष्ण के बाल लीला you saw na ukhala bandhana. What ukhala is that big vessel, in that the things are made and you can do that. So that yuddha is that pesala, ayudas are the motor and the powdered grains, जो भी आप डालते हो ना कूटते हो. What are they? The beings, the sainikas. So sangrama ulukhala kshunna lokatandula mausali. पाउडर पाउडर हो रहे लोग उस युद्ध नामक उखल में, ये आयुध नामक मुसल के कारण. देन अस्त्राभा श्रृंखला जाल बद्ध सेना विहंगम, है ना? अस्त्र आभा श्रृंखला जाल बद्ध सेन विहंगम. In the various of the astra shastras, like the jala, many a sainya, like the vihangama, birds are caught. So the sainya birds are caught in the snare of the various astras. Then lolasi veera nistrimsha neetavadi gruhanganaha. So lolasi veera nistrimsha neetavadi gruhanganaha. So then mm, mm, so lolasi veera nistrimsha neetavadi gruhanganaha. So gruha neetavadi means the Yamaraj. In this way, the Sainya were taken to the Yamaloka, some of them. Then Ganashaha Niyamanagrya Shapadara Nirbharaha. So many of the bodies are being pulled and taken away by the Bhayankara, some of the Vyaghra, the animals there. Then Ganasho Niyamanagra Shapadara Nirbharaha Nakangushta na Punkha Prenkarana Ranaravaihi. So in that many are still suffering the pain that they are not yet died, half dead they are. Then some of them, this description is very important, interesting. Nakangushta Khanat Punkha Prenkarana Ranaravaihi. Marichair Vyanjananiva Ranjayan Sakalarabal. Is a Vichitra description. The description is a cooking, an example. When the cooking is going on, suddenly in that thing, मानो रसम बना रहे हो सब, आप अच्छा क्वालिटी वाला मरीची, मरीची मीन्स ब्लैक पेपर, हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं उसको, ब्लैक पेपर को, जो भी है, when you add it, a vilakshana very strong pungent smell comes, and that gives a joy also, because that is good for stomach and digestion system. That's why every day little of that powder of this pepper is supposed to be taken. So when the pepper is added, how it gives, that's a pepper toppings are done. When the pepper is added, how the smell comes and gives a different aroma and joy. In the same way, when holding with the nails, pulling the arrow, when the arrow is shoot, that sound which is making is giving such type of joy to the same who is shooting the arrow or his side people, because it's going to hit the enemy. सो सब्जी में काली मिर्च डालने से क्यों खुशी होती है, उस तरह when the arrows are shot, the sound coming, giving that joy. Then sainya nikshipta kumbha agni mrutayo dehi yodha irita ayudha. So the many yodhas while dying, dropping the ayudhas, and how they are dying? Sainya nikshipta kumbha agni. Some of the sainyas are releasing the agni which was nikshipta in the kumbha. मतलब बड़े बड़े घड़ों में आग के गोले अंगारे लगा के when they are thrown with that heat dying, they are leaving the, some of them dropping the weapons. Same way sainya nikshipta kumbhagni dagdha yoda ujjita ayudaha, from somebody's hands, hmm, they are getting dropped, they are out of pain, they are throwing away. Then sainya nikshipta kumbhasta tapta angara hata ikshana. Some of them, when they are hit by the fire that is put in the pot and thrown at them, their bodies are burning. किसी किसी के आंख में ही वो अंगार लगकर आंख फुट जा रहा है या टूट जा रहा है. सो सैन्य निक्षिप्त कुंभस्थ तप्त अंगारा हत ईक्षण. Imagine करो that scene where somebody is throwing a big amount of जलता हुआ coal on our body and some of them hit the eye. What is the pain? That is it. Then finally, Sainya Nikshipta Kumbhasta Vishavari Dalajjanaha. Some of them were putting that poison only in the kumbha, and that they are throwing, and people are dying because of that vishavari, the poisonous waters in the kumbha. So गड़े में poisonous पानी, गड़े में गरम गरम तेल, गड़े में अंगारे, वो भी आयुध के रूप में they have used. Every description has come almost. In this way, Naracha Varsha Vara Varida Veera Pura Matta Abhra Sambrama Sanutta Kavandha Barhi. How to explain it? I myself did not understand. Chanted only. So Naracha means arrows. Varsha means rain. So when the arrows are raining like rain, Varida Veera from the clouds of the Veera Purushas. Then Matta Abhra. So the Veera Purushas are the Matta Abhra from where the rains of the Naracha when they are falling, Sambramasa with all the ferocious way of shooting the arrows, Nutta Kabanda Barihi. When the rain rains, the peacocks dance. So when the powerful warriors like the clouds are raining the waters of the arrows, who are dancing the Mayura, Nutta Kabanda Barhi. The hands and legs broken people, their movements are looking like the dance of a peacock when the rain of the arrows is hitting them. Then Kalpanta Kala Iva. It is like Kalpa Anta Kala. है ना? पूरा महाकल्प का ब्रह्मदेव का अंत काल में कैसा फेरोशियस होता है लाइक दैट कल्पांत काल इव वेग विवर्तमान मातंग शैलवलित रण संभ्रम अभूतु सो सो कल्पांत काल इव वेग विवर्तमान मातंग शैलवलित सो the elephants also when it rains they also dance. So either you say the people who are huge like elephants or the elephants themselves, they are also dancing and falling in the rain of those arrows. The human beings are like the peacocks. Totally Rana Sambhramaha Abhutu. The Sambhrama, the Adbhutata, the Ascharata, the Bhayankarata of the Rana was like that. So the same thing, if I have a good vocabulary of Sanskrit and English, and in a flow, if I can tell, then you can visualize the yuddha. कुछ लोग होते हैं experts. They make a hype of the story and explain so excited way that original भी ऐसा नहीं होता. That is their art. Some children have that knack. देखा मम्मी मैं और फ्रेंड्स खेल रहे थे नीचे गिर गए मदर इज एक्साइटेड फिर क्या हुआ बस गिर गए कुछ नहीं हुआ उठ के चले गए सो नाराच वर्ष वरवारिद वीर पूरा मत्ताप्र संभ्रमण संभ्रम सनुत्तक बंदवर्हि कल्पांत काल इव वेग विवर्तमान मातंग शैलवलितो रण संभ्रमो भूत इन दिस वे one can learn to chant and feel the meaning also of the yuddha. You can read some of such yuddha varnana granthas in your own mother tongue, then you can get an idea. Iti Sri Vaashishtha Maharamayane इति आर्षे श्री वासिष्ठ महारामायणे उत्पत्ति प्रकरणे लीलोपाख्याने सेनानां प्रथम पात वर्णनं नाम त्रयस्त्रिंशः सर्गः. Thus we took little time, but we have done 33rd sarga completely. सर्वं श्रीरामार्पणमस्तु. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णम् आदाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. That is how we have done. Tomorrow, Rana Prekshaka Jana Ukti Varnanam. So those are watching that Yuddha, what are their comments seeing that Yuddha, that will be explained. In this way, our main goal is the Chidakasha Varnana, Chidakasha Prapti. In between, in the ephemeral world, in the world projected out of Veshti and Samashti Sankalpa, what are the inevitable or unimaginable things happen? While describing it, one description given is of one yuddha. Now, don't get excited. Like this, thousands and thousands of yuddhas are happening in this cosmos continuously. It is nothing but the thoughts grossified into action of war. That's it. Isn't it? Thoughts grossified into action are called the yuddha. So if you have that thought, that will happen. Therefore, get out of all this nonsense. पकड़ लिया उपाधि को तो कहीं ना कहीं घसीटे जाते हम. Isn't it? It's only the Indian diplomacy so intelligently managing not to involve with anyone and not becoming inimical to anyone also. Neither we oppose anyone nor we join hands with anyone. We deal only with this. Our Indian praja should be happy, safe, secured. For that, whatever we need, for that, we'll have the trade business with each other. And we are concerned about our safety and security of all sorts, including from the terrorists. See that clarity of the policy of the Indian government. We are such a buddhu gochu hai hum ki we don't know what's happening at the international and national level, how our Bharat Mata is becoming an example to everyone. If our India, like the American country or Iran, takes all drastic negative steps, in our country 140 crore log of different varieties are there. If they all get disturbed, if they all get excited, if they go out of control, in India only there will be 20 world wars will happen. Such a big country it is. One side, so many rishis, munis, mahatmas, bhaktas, sadhakas like you are praying, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, or our desha should be shant. Other side, the governmental policies. Therefore, we are here safe. All your Dubai, UAE, go there. It is the heaven on the earth, safest of the countries. Where is that? अब किधर बॉम्ब गिरेगा नहीं पता. है ना? How much ever the sheikhs go to the shopping malls to tell to the people that everything is safe. डर तो अंदर होता ही है. Isn't it? Observe it. This all why we are talking about it once in a while. That is all Sanatana Dharma and Shastra Bala. Shastra Jnana Bala, Dharma Sanatana Dharma Bala, and then Jnana Bala. The knowledge, the highest knowledge, that for small little petty paltry things, we should not create enmity with anyone and kill and get killed, harm or get harmed. No, that is not the purpose for which the precious human life is given. Human life is to live Purna Ayu, aiming at the ultimate goal. If not, at least the other Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, in a decent manner go through. Not fight with each other and kill each other. आधा जीवन में मर गए तो क्या है उसमें? Because of these wars. Om Shanti Shanti. Let us study another text for some time. Come.